So hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So in previous videos we've been looking at the Miyoo Mini version 2 and we think it's a great little handheld. It's capable of playing anything really up to PlayStation 1 and we also recently upgraded to Onion OS, which lets you play a lot of other different emulators which is not there in the stock version of the firmware. And one of the things you can actually play is PICO-8. Now PICO-8, if you don't know, is a kind of a fantasy console. Now in this video I'm going to be looking at some of the games that you can probably download and play on this little handheld. And for me this handheld is absolutely perfect for playing these little games. Let's get started. Okay guys, so PICO-8 is a fantasy console, so to speak, which means that no console ever really existed that played these games. However, there are a few ways of actually playing these games. One of them is by simply playing the games from the browser on your PC or laptop, or whatever choice that you actually make. But you can actually play these games via a handheld on your laptop, via Windows, for example. And if you go to the download option, you can actually purchase a license to play this, which works out at $14–15, which may be about £10–12 or something. And that is something you would probably need if you're going to want to play the games via Raspberry Pi, Linux, or actually on your desktop. And obviously with the Raspberry Pi and Linux part, you can then play them on your chosen handheld. There's not actually that many options out there. Some of them you need that license to be able to play them on your handheld. For instance, I played them recently on the Anbernic 351P, and you can play them, but you need the license, and it's not the most easiest thing to actually set up. The folder structure is a little bit confusing. However, with the Miyoo Mini, you can actually just drop these ROMs or carts, so to speak, into the folder, and most of them should be able to play. So it is more or less a plug and play. So before we get started on the Miyoo Mini, I'll go through some of the games on the EliteColeyBoy website here. You can play via mouse or keyboard or a mixture of keys. These are really, really cool games. Okay guys, just to sort of clarify, to download any game that you fancy playing, all you need to do is actually right click on these carts that you see here. If you right click, all you do is save image as, and then that's it. You just save it wherever you want to save this game, and then you can transfer it to your device that you're playing them on. As simple as that. You want to see some more carts? Click the more carts at the bottom here, and you'll get a whole list of tons of games. You can do some searching. There are tons. I'm not really sure how many exactly there is. There's probably hundreds, maybe even thousands of games in there. And there are lots of pages and pages of games of various different styles. Now these are all probably made by just maybe one or two people out there, and you can actually get a dev kit if you want to actually create the games yourself. Once you actually purchase the license, I think you can then have that facility to be able to create these games yourself if you're really that way inclined, or you can just play them like me. Now what we're going to do now is kick them onto the Miyoo Mini, go through a few of the games, and you can see them playing and how well they play on this little device. For me, this is probably the best way of actually playing these games. Now just to sort of clarify, if you find the game in here, to actually download it, just click on a game, and you can see there's a little cart option at the bottom here. If you just click on that, and then that right click on this image, and then that gives you the PNG file that you need to be able to play it. And that's all you do. It's very, very straightforward. So basically guys, all you need to do is drop your .png files into the PICO-8 folder. Obviously you need to do that on your laptop, pretty straightforward to do. And then you can play PICO-8 games within Some of them do have strange names. You might need to actually rename them so you know what game they actually are. So that'd be helpful. Not sure why that happens. So just a small sort of caution here is that not every game I sort of downloaded actually worked. I'm not really sure if you need to purchase that license. Although most of the games I've played here actually work. So I'm not sure if there is a license on here or there's not. But just bear that in mind that you may occur occasional issues in playing every game. Anyway, without further ado, let's run through some of these games and you can get an idea of what it's like playing PICO-8 on this lovely little handheld console. This one's called Monster Hull, I think. Possibly, so you need to press X and Y to play it. And it's a shoot 'em up. Now there is an option to actually change the size of the screen. You can actually press the select button and that sort of changes the size of the screen. So this is what it was defaulted at, but you can actually press it and it kind of zooms out. It really is up to you what you think is best suited for the actual game. Not really sure. Somewhere in the middle probably is for the best. This is actually quite a cool little game. Now, a lot of the games don't have a heck of a lot of depth to them. You need to remember there is massive memory constraints to these games. But even saying that, there are a lot of great little titles that you really should have a look at, that's for sure. There are some crackers. So like restart, you just press your menu button and it'll take you back to the main screen and you can choose the next game. This game is, obviously, it's a kind of a chess game. And this is probably quite cool for maybe a car journey or train journey. Nice little touch. Obviously you need to know the rules of chess. Obviously again you can change the size of the screen if you want to. It's really up to you. I'm not really sure you want to have it as the default. This is probably the default one. Personally, I don't know. So that's obviously the stretch screen option that fills the actual screen out. Somewhere in the middle is probably for the best, I thought. But pretty decent little chess game. If you like chess, that's pretty good. The thing about PICO-8, there is a huge amount of variety on the site. There's tons of different games. There's lots of demakes, for example, of games that you're probably familiar of, like Sonic, Super Mario, that kind of thing. Let's move on. Now, a lot of the games I'm not sure what the actual point is. You may need to check the website and look at some of the details so you can understand what you're actually supposed to do. Like this game, for instance, not entirely sure what it's all about, but it is really cool. There's no doubt it is really cool. Maybe put it on the widescreen version. It kind of makes it nicer to look at. I don't know. It's kind of funky. I guess you're trying to rack up some points and try and destroy some of these other planets, I guess they are. I don't know. Pretty nice, pretty good fun just to waste a few minutes. And I think, definitely honestly, this handheld is just perfect for playing these games. And it's definitely something I think you should look into. If you love your retro style games, this is a must. Bondstones. Oh, it's kind of like a puzzle column style game. I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here. Kind of confusing me a little bit. Not sure if I'm matching up shapes, colours or what. Okay, here's one that's probably more familiar to you. It's Bobble Bobble. Or Bubble Bobble PICO-8 version. How cool is that? Fantastic, eh? The controls are pretty simple. Sometimes they map okay. I think in this instance pressing up is the actual jump button. Oops, I died there. I've even got the brilliant soundtrack. Absolutely fantastic. Not sure how many levels it actually has, but still absolutely impressive, eh? Brilliant. Again, you can obviously change the size screen. You don't really want it to be like that. This one's probably the better one, because this is obviously stretching it out a little bit. It's not ideal. So yeah, somewhere in the middle I would have said. This one is called Cab Ride, which is basically riding a train. There's not really a heck of a lot else to do apart from ride a train through some random countryside. Close the doors, let's go! And we are go. Kinda pointless, right enough, but it's kinda relaxing. Again, you can obviously stretch the screen out if you want to. I'm not sure which I prefer, to be honest. Might get pelters for using the stretch screen option. Let's go faster. Yeah, it's kind of relaxing to play. Pointless maybe, but really nice. Want to be a train driver? There you go. Oh, better brake. Oh, I've missed. Oh, well, never mind. Missed those passengers then. No, too late. Do you think they'll run on? Anyway, pretty cool. Okay, next. Now this one you will probably recognise. This one is Celeste II. It's obviously a sequel to the amazing... Oh, this one definitely has a stretch look. Let's just go to the middle option. Celeste is basically a very tricky platform style game, but oh, absolutely brilliant. Ah! And this one's a little bit different. You've got a sort of a new weapon thing you can grab onto platforms and climb your way up, but yeah, it doesn't make it any easier, unfortunately. Very addictive stuff though. Oh, we made it to level 1, yay! And died. But yeah, you will die a lot. And I mean a lot. Ooh. What a tricky game, but yeah, great fun. Okay, this one's called Flip Night. Flip Night, yeah, just in case you misheard me there. And it's a really nice little platformer. Don't have a lot of controls to start with, but once you get past a certain point you collect a sword, which you can then grab onto different platforms up above. Here it comes here. This is where the game starts to get a little bit more interesting, so to speak. You can use the sword to jump to different platforms, but yeah, you go up and down. Very tricky, but yeah, pure genius. I really love this idea. But yeah, great little game. Highly recommended. There are a lot of games out there. Some are pretty basic. You'll probably finish within a few minutes. There are a few here and there that have some depth, but most of them are really just a little bit of a few minutes pick up and play games. Froggy Night. Got a kind of a slash 'em platform game thing. Got a great soundtrack to it. Oh, die easy. Ah, oh wow. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Very cool, guys. Okay, we've got a golf game as well. Okay, let's just get started. Oh, like I said, sometimes you will get some games that don't actually want to play or are not compatible with that device, or it needs the license. I do not know, to be honest. There are a few games But for the best part, I think I've tried maybe 20-30 games, and I'd say probably about 90% of them actually work without any further additions needed. Okay, next game is called Gruppy. We can change the colour of your character there. Hey, hey, let's go. So this one, you're basically trying to get your way around the level by using the buttons. So each button sort of controls a different limb, I think. But it is very hard. Haven't quite worked out the best way of actually playing it yet. Pressing buttons randomly seems to be probably better. Whoa! A little bit bonkers. Ah, I like this game. Now, I did feature this on my channel maybe about a year ago. It's called Ramps, and it's basically a racing game of sorts. It looks a little bit like your stunt car racer type of thing, and I really liked it. It's really good. I think it's perfect for this type of handheld. Sounds a bit rough, to be honest. Handling's a little bit sensitive, but I really enjoyed it. It obviously takes more effect when you're actually got competitors with it. This is really just a practice level to get you used to controls and the track. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And there are a number of tracks and challenges out there for it. Yeah, I really like this one. This one's called Ramps. And obviously you can tell, if you've ever played Stunt Car Racer, you'll get the idea of what it's actually like. Brilliant little game, really love it. So guys, on some occasions you will get an error screen when you're trying to play a game. And this is one of the options, which is a pity because this game is really good. When you try to sort of start the game, you get this kind of a screen warning you. I don't really know what the issue is, not entirely clear. It may need a fix for a future update perhaps, I do not know, but it's definitely incompatible. It could be that the PICO-8 as it's called, I guess here, is maybe needing an update to the emulator. I guess that's what's the problem is, because the PICO-8 emulator does get updated every now and then, and if you have a license for it, you need to update to maybe play the latest games that may not be compatible with older versions. Not entirely sure what this game is, but it's a kind of a platform style game. I think you need to collect some of the gems. A kind of an adventure game type of thing. Again, most of the games are pretty basic, but there's a lot of fun to be had from these games, so don't really just discount it just because it doesn't look amazing. The games play really well. Definitely worth a look out there, that's for sure. Do not discount them. Okay, you should probably recognise this one. This is Pico Driller, which you say is basically just a Driller remake, demake, I don't know. And it isn't bad at all, really pretty decent. I never really got the point of what you're supposed to do in these games, just keep drilling basically. Not entirely sure. Kinda funky, pretty cool. Oh, I'm gonna die. So this one's called Pico Off-Road. You may recognise it to other similar style games of the past. Let's go. A few tracks you can actually choose. Oh, I'm the red car, just in case you're wondering. We've got a boost button as well. This is one of my favourite ones. I really enjoy this. It handles so well on the Miyoo Mini 2. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, getting left behind. Very simple to control. I'm really just using the D-pad and the buttons here. Brilliant. Oh, I got left behind massively there. Need to do is the boost button. Let's catch up. Oh, that's me. Boost is gone. Now this one you should recognise. It's Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's very, very basic, very simple. It's only basically a demo, but it's very good. It's a pity they couldn't make a little bit more in depth to it, but oops. Some odd sound effects. Basically a mixture of a few levels all chucked into one, and basically ends pretty quickly, unfortunately. But it's a nice level, nice little demo to actually play nonetheless. I'd love to see more of this. This would be really cool. This one's called Little Space Rangers, and I've really enjoyed this one. Basically, it's like a never-ending game that you play. You can pick up a laser. You need to get to the end of the level. I guess you've crashed with your spaceship. You need to get the parts to fly off again, and that's basically it. But wow, this is definitely up there with one of my favourite games on the PICO-8 platform. Really like it. Absolutely brilliant. Quite addictive as well. Really good. Anyway guys, that's really our look at PICO-8 on the Miyoo Mini. I really recommend it. If you've never heard of it or never played it, please look at it. Absolutely fantastic. This handheld is perfect to play these games on. If you have played it and there's some games that I've missed here that you think I should look at, let me know. I'm intrigued to what's out there, because there's hundreds and maybe thousands of games out there that I've probably never played. Please let me know what you think. Guys, thanks for watching the video today. Please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now. See you later, guys.